Hey guys, it's RG the Awesome here, bringing us another episode of our Soul Link Randomizer Nuzlocke with Choice CJ. Unfortunately, we had a few technical difficulties after recording a few episodes.
Yeah, I messed up pretty badly, guys. We recorded a bunch of episodes, and they're actually really awesome. And I didn't have my microphone on for any of them, basically.
So we are going to do a post-con for the next few. But right now, you can see, after the training that we did after losing to Roxanne, Rar the Snubble is now level 15. And Skull Bash does some damage with Intimidate.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You got a good combo there, because Skull Bash actually boosts your defense a little bit in the turn between the time you click it and the time that you actually make the attack.
And it's stab too, so it's powerful.
Yeah, definitely. And then I have a Kabuto, aka Lord Dome, and my other Pokemon is Bones, the Duskull, which is actually really great. It doesn't really have a lot of power, but Nightshade's able to do a lot of damage to most Pokemon that it encounters.
And it's really, really bulky, so it's able to handle anything. And then we see Worthless, the Hoppip. Kind of interesting moveset. It really just stalls out things, because Cut doesn't do much damage.
Yeah, definitely. So, if you guys didn't catch the last episode, it was over on my channel. A lot happened, and it kind of leads us to the circumstances that we're in now, where we're kind of left with these Pokemon. So I definitely encourage you guys to check it out, and to also drop a subscription while you're over there, so you can stay up to date on all of the games and everything. And yeah, I do apologize. It's totally my fault. I hope it's still enjoyable for you guys to watch it like this. There are still some good moments and some pretty some stuff that's worth watching. Not to give anything away, but so to go into a little bit of what happened in last episode, I got completely killed by Roxanne. I was left with no Pokemon. Which of course, Archie, as you know, that meant that you also had no Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, what did you end up boxing?
Let's see. I ended up boxing Cookie.
And Cookie, yes. And I boxed a Parasect, aka J-Specs, and I also had to box Geodude, aka Biceps. So.
And then we also boxed Geico, the Grovile.
Right, yeah, because you were fighting, was it Armaldo or Anorith?
I was fighting Armaldo, and this is when I lost Loudred, because I was terrified of Fury Cutter.
Oh yeah, that was a different time, yeah. So right before that, you had lost that, and because of that, I lost my Tesla, the Lantern. So the last episode was pretty brutal, but now we're back into the Rustboro City Gym, and I'm going to lead off with Bones. And Vileplume, it is scary, you know, because it's not like it's weak. Like you saw, it does 9 damage with Mega Drain. But I'm able to go for Nightshade, and we're going to do a little bit of back and forth. And then the thing that always bugs me at the gym leaders is that they're always packing potions. So we had to kind of wait and play that game a little bit. So it's all good. And of course, this whole time, RG is kind of just chilling, waiting for me to finish, and he's probably saying something really snarky to me right now, but...
I was running around, and then I decided to watch this battle, and I didn't want to run into anybody or any Pokemon and not pay attention and kill off something.
Yeah, because you have a habit of, like, not looking where you're running, and then you run into trainers.
I do. Just wait, guys.
Yeah, like, at the start of every episode, RG's like, hey, guys, it's RG the Awesome. I'm already in a battle, so let's just hop into it. But, yeah, so as you can see, after some back and forth, I am finally able to take out this Vileplume with Nightshade, which I'm pretty grateful for. And then Nidoran comes in. Nidoran is the Pokemon that killed my Parasect and my Geodude, because it has both Peck and Double Kick. So it was just perfect coverage for the Pokemon that I had left.
And good thing he had Duskull, because Kabuto was not going to take on Vileplume or Nidoran male.
No, yeah, I was going to be completely screwed. It's going to get instantly killed by a Mega Drain, and it'd be easily killed as well by Excuse me. Double kick. Probably 2 it KO'd. Like, it would probably take like 80% from the first one or so. But, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So now I have first badge. And we're actually able to progress the playthrough. Yeah.
And his rock tomb is still rock tomb.
Yeah, so this is really weird. So we did set the TMs to all be randomized throughout the game, but the TM that I got from the gym leader was randomized to rock tomb.
His bullet seed was randomized to sweep sim, so after I'm like, oh, that's right, bullet seed, I'm now running to try to find it, and I just completely walked past the guy.
Yeah, you did. You were more interested in the nice ladies in the water planting booth, the watering the flowers booth.
But oh, and another thing that I wasn't paying much attention for when we in the grinding montage, which we didn't do, and when I was training, I may or may not have talked to the one guy, so he is still standing out there. But
yeah,
unfortunately, no one can learn Crab Hammer. Ready for this? Ready for this? Not able.
Yeah, not able.
I mean, it wouldn't matter too much anyways because they're not very specially offensive.
Yeah, exactly. But I can teach Rock Tomb to Kabuto, which makes it a lot more powerful. Scratch and Absorb are not very powerful options.
Well, I was just waiting for CJ because he hadn't talked to the guy, so...
Oh, right, yeah, that's what you were saying, yeah. So, right after I was getting bodied, he accidentally talked to to the Devon,
This is where I decided to go and train. And like, hop-ups are going to be easy. It's not like there's going to be anything like, Articunos in here, which there actually is Articunos in that grass.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I could have sworn we turned it off so that you wouldn't find roaming legendaries, but we found them all the time.
Like, he has Kyogre and Groudon in this grass.
Yeah, it's scary. Really scary. I can't click that run button fast enough. But
I will say one thing. I also found Entei's in a different place where I was training, and Entei was very easily dealt with.
Yeah, your Snubbull was doing really nice. It was doing very nice.
Because, like, Snubbull was able to handle every Pokemon other than Machamp, and surprisingly enough, Machamp literally did 1 damage after a Focus Energy crit against Hoppip.
Yeah, so Hoppip's not so worthless after all. Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
So, now, again, I'm waiting on CJ, because, I don't know, I guess I move faster in the in-game.
Yeah, somehow. I don't know. But, yeah, in case you guys aren't familiar with this game, this is the part where you have to go rescue Pico for Mr. Briny, because, he got kidnapped by the Teabag but Team Aqua, which is pretty hilarious.
And, I'm pretty sure that it's a different Pokemon, because I don't think he had the same Pokemon that he does on this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't remember either. We can always go back and check the episode, but it's not a huge deal.
For some reason, I think he had an Arcanine the very first time I battled him. I don't know why, but that's the Pokemon that just stands out. And this time, he had something even more scary.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Aerodactyl is not a Pokemon you can take lightly.
And the only way I can hit him is with Bite, which is a special move.
Yeah, but at least on my side, or at least on your side, you weren't staring down a Venusaur, which is 4 times super effective against the Pokemon that you had out in front of it.
Well, I mean, Bones can handle it pretty well.
They can now, but Kabuto definitely couldn't.
Right, and the reason why it took me a while to click my move there was I was considering going into Hoppip and poisoning it, but I didn't know if it was going to learn Ring Attack, so I decided to Bite to see what it did, and it did Ring Attack, and then it Agility'd, and then I crit it.
Yeah. Which is nice. Yeah, the Aerodactyl's like, oh, I need to be even faster. It's going to make me do more damage.
So, we managed to take down the Grunt, which was great. I was really worried about it, like, really worried.
You had no reason to be worried, RG. You're fine. It's all good. But yeah, so now we're going to be able to get out of this cave. And if I'm not mistaken, RG, we're able to get in a couple encounters in this episode. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. And we're in desperate need of it. We literally don't have any other Pokemon in our PCs right now.
And I have a Hoppip.
And he has a Hoppip. So it's pretty rough. It is definitely pretty rough.
Like, right after the episode where everything died, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have a Snubble and a Hoppet.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, this wouldn't have happened if I did start off with Blastoise.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But that means I would have started with Ninjask, and Ninjask would have probably died.
Well, I mean, I don't think Ninjask would have had a bunch of problems against the Lantern, which is what your opponent would have had, like your rival, and then you would have been able to catch other Pokemon. Because, like, the reason why we lost so many Pokemon was because I wasn't exactly smart and didn't look up Armaldo's moveset.
Yeah, I mean, but it's, you know, I think you're just trying to play the game the right way, right? Like, it's not so fun to...
You don't want to look everything up.
Yeah.
I have no problem looking things up after the battle's already done.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But, like, so I'm battling these school people. But anyways, had and Tesla lived, Tesla could have handled the leader in male.
Yeah, easily.
And, I don't know. Well, I mean, granted, then Ninjask wouldn't have been able to handle the leader in male, so I'm pretty sure he'd still be here.
Yeah. But, you know, now we've got some pretty cool Pokemon. Like, your Snubble is really awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
man,
I know you would have loved Blastoise, but you already loved Blastoise, but now you have a greater appreciation for Snubble.
I do.
And that's
like,
what the Randomizer Nuzlocke's all about.
Like, the very first time I ever used Snubble was in Y.
Yeah, because it's got that nice fairy typing in Y.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, when I played Y, I just wanted to use one Mon from each generation, and I thought, what's a good second-gen Mon that I really like?
Yeah, which is Granbull.
Which is Granbull, and which I'd never used Granbull unless you count Pokemon Stadium, the second one.
Right. Yes, that doesn't quite really count.
So I decided to actually use it in an actual go-through, and it was actually pretty strong. I was really surprised that it's not as fast as I expected it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Granbull and Ursaring, and like Breloom, and just so many Pokemon that you look at them, you think they'll be fast, and then they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Kabutops, I expected them to be super fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's base 80, which is not bad. But it's not good.
And then there's Hitmonlee. Like, my very first time using Hitmonlee, I was convinced he was one of the fastest Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, that I definitely agree with. It ought to be. Like, I don't know, maybe in 7th gen they'll give it a little buff, because sometimes they change the stats a little bit in between generations. Like, they gave Clefable a little bit of extra special attack this version. And they made some other little incremental improvements to different Pokemon.
Right. And here we see him staring down one of the most scariest Pokemon.
Yeah, but so I feel like this randomizer has been insane so far. On both of our sides, it's been like this the entire time, just running into, like, freaking epic Pokemon all the time. But, you know, it's all good. What are you gonna do? So, yeah, once I finish this off, I'm just clearing out the trainers that are next to the Rust Turf Tunnel. Because I need to level up a little bit. My Pokemon are kind of low leveled, at least lower than I would like. And I think Archie's kind of doing the same thing, but he's also just trying to, you know, run around, look for random items, look for Bullet Seed, things like that.
Nah, man, I didn't want to go to Dewford Town before he did, like, at least not too early, so I decided to just run around and wait, because...
You just wanted to be, like, 3 routes ahead of me instead of 4. Because I'm pretty sure, like, once I get back to Rustboro City, you went and got it.
I think I started going after you passed by May.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, so which I run into right here. I'm like, oh shoot, am I supposed to do stuff with May? And then, yes, yeah. Then here you go. Okay. And then, so yeah, there's a bunch of different places where you can catch Pokemon, in between, like, in and around Dewford, right? So yeah. Dewford's where you get the Old Rod. And you can actually get an encounter in Dewford Town just by doing fishing off of the coast. And then...
There's the cave, the Granite Cave, the route that's right next to Granite Cave, and then there's another route to the right or left.
Yeah, there's another route to the right. So, and just on this little island here, you can get a total of 3 Pokemon. Plus, you go to the cave and you can get another. But we didn't do that in this episode, I don't think.
Right, I think we just got the 2 encounters.
Yeah, and then there's actually a few fishing spots back up on the mainland. So we actually had a really nice opportunity to get some more Pokemon here,
right,
as RG runs into a trainer like usual.
Yeah, I wasn't paying too much attention.
He was not paying attention at all.
But that's alright, because Rar just destroys everything.
Yeah, definitely. But so now I'm finally on the island, on a little Dewford town here. And it's going to be my turn to search for a Pokemon, I think. So I go ahead and I cast my line. Or maybe RG did, I don't remember.
You get the first encounter, because I remember how crazy this encounter was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. Okay, so go for it, get a bite. Pokemon's on the hook, and I find Camerupt. Which was really awesome. You know, neither of us had a fire type at this point. So we're definitely going to be able to add this depending upon what RG catches.
And then me, I forgot about Gen 3 mechanics. I can't just like mash the A button.
Yeah, but then RG finds a Camerupt. So the way that our type lock rules are set up, if you find the same Pokemon or Pokemon of the same type that the other person is catching, you get to look for another wild Pokemon.
Encounter.
Yeah.
So for the next few minutes, I just run into a bunch of Camerupt and mash the A button because I'm not thinking and I'm impatient.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, he's trying to find something other than Camerupt, obviously. But I did catch my Camerupt, and so I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, what should I name my Camerupt? And I'm like, RG, have you seen The Emperor's New Groove? And he's like, oh, of course I have. And I was like, what's the Emperor's name? They're like, Cusco? And he's like, yeah. And I asked him, how do you spell it? And we said it was Kuzco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I ended up going for.
Even though it's female, I'm just now realizing that.
Even though it's what?
It's female.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Definitely is a female. It's not exactly the same as an Emperor's New Groove. I guess it becomes some sort of, like, llama thing.
Like, I brought up Furfro, saying that that's the closest thing to a llama.
Yeah, that's pretty close. That's pretty good.
But, CJ now has his groove, so we're now just waiting on me.
Yeah, and he's doing the same thing over and over.
Pretty funny, the impatient one is the one that everyone's waiting on.
Yeah.
And here we're just wondering, do you get any other encounters? Like, what's going on? There's the meter and mail.
Yep.
That's great. Right now I'm checking, we have no poison, we have no fire types. We can add this to the party. This is great. Great.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just a question of what move of yours is not going to kill this Nidoran, because all of your Pokemon are way too strong.
I just decided to throw a Great Ball because I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I throw the Safari Ball. Like, you know what? You're usually in the Safari Zone, right? I'll catch you, no problem.
That's probably why it works so well.
So, like, we get the meter and mail, and I was thinking, do I want to call it Blaster? Should I call it Blaster because of Flamethrower and Ice Beam? Or do I want to call it after King Arthur? And I ended up calling it Arthur.
Oh, I thought you were going to name it that for, like, Arthur the Aardvark or whatever. Because it kind of looks like an aardvark. But I don't know. Right? That was a popular show in the 90s for children.
Like, yeah, I know, I remember Arthur the Aardvark, but that's so random. Let's name this thing Arthur after Arthur the Aardvark.
I don't know, I thought you thought he looked like it.
So my next encounter is a Goldeen, and he gets into a battle.
Yeah, I ended up fighting one of the trainers that RG had bumped into earlier. But he can't do a whole lot to Kabuto, which is nice.
And then, even though it's super effective, Absorb is doing nothing.
Yeah, it does not have very good special attack.
And
Plus, it is like base 20.
Now that I have a weaker Pokemon, I can use you instead. But he leered me, so I'm going to go back and forth and back and forth. And I'm now realizing that CJ went to the wrong route. Shame on him.
Oh, that's okay.
But,
it's close enough.
I'm going back and forth, and I just quit that Goldeen.
Oh yeah, with your level 7 Arthur. Yeah, but then I get a nice encounter here with a Primeape. So the Primeape is going to be linked to the Goldeen. I go into Bones because Bones is not going to take any damage whatsoever from Primeape. And Primeape is actually a pretty tough Pokemon to catch. I guess it has a higher capture rate, RG?
Because it's evolved.
Yeah, so that makes sense to me. So anyway, so I'm like trying to throw Pokeballs at it, trying to do something. And RG is able to catch his Goldeen. And what do you name your Goldeen, RG?
I named it Sequeen.
Yes, Sequeen, because when he played through the games originally, he thought that with the genders, that Pokemon like Seaking would have gender counterparts.
Yep, so I was convinced. Sequeen was a thing, Queendra was a thing, Slow Queen was a thing, and Slow Bra was a thing.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
And Mrs. Mime. I looked forever for one of those.
Mrs. Mime. Oh, they should make one of those. That'd be cool.
But I mean, Mr. Mime is named Barriered.
Yeah,
and,
we got a big moment coming up here, RG. So I'm trying to catch this Primeape, and I figure I should go into another Pokemon that can do like less damage to it, right? Well, little did I know that Primeape is going to straight up Oko with Low Kick. And it didn't even take one battle for me to lose another Pokemon. And by default, that means that RG loses Arthur as well.
First it was General that had to be discharged without a proper battle. Now the king himself.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, guys. I'm really sorry about that, but made for a good moment, I would say. Definitely, it was pretty laugh-worthy. But so now I'm still trying to figure out how to catch this freaking Primeape, because now that I don't have Cusco, I have to catch something. Otherwise, I'm like completely screwed. And I'm still struggling to put this in, and I just like start spamming Pokeballs. I'm like, I can't wait any longer. And then finally, I catch the Primeape, and I put up a nice fist pump, and I was pretty happy about it. And I'm trying to think of what I should name the Primeape. At first I was thinking like, oh, I should name it Roids, because that's why it's so angry all the time. But I ended up going with a slightly different name. I think right now I'm editing the layout, which is why it's taking a little while. There we go. Yeah, the Primeape comes up on the screen, and then I can go ahead and try and name this Primeape. But I'm much prouder of the nickname that I ended up coming with next. I ended up naming it Canseco after like Jose Canseco, because he's the dude. He was like always on roids. He wrote a book about how he was on steroids and about how everybody in baseball was on steroids. So that felt way more appropriate.
I know, I would have still named him Anger Issue.
Yeah, definitely. So this actually pretty much brought us to the end of the episode, guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I do hope you guys check out the next episode. It's going to be up on my channel. RJ, anything else you want to say, even before you close it out?
No, I think this is pretty good. Once again, sorry about the mess up. This is a learning experience. This is our first time doing a big collab like this. If we do any in the future, and plus for future episodes, now we know. So, anyways, you guys stay awesome. I know we will, and we will see you next time.
Later.